morning goes along, late morning, Lee is going to issue orders to James Longstreet to make the attack. What would we say, about 12,000, 13,000 men or so, give or take? I know some estimates place the numbers a little bit higher, around 15,000. But 12,000 Confederate soldiers will begin making preparations, moving into the far wood line along Cemetery Ridge, out of sight of Union soldiers up here on the ridge, to begin making preparations for the attack. One of the things the Federal soldiers do notice, however, as the morning goes along and gets into noon and the afternoon hours, a line of artillery is going to begin emerging from those woods and taking up a position probably about 9/10 of a mile from where we're standing out in the open to prepare for a preparatory bombardment prior to the infantry attack. Billy?
So, to emphasize here, Pickett's charge, that we all know is the climactic action of this battle, is not Robert E. Lee's Plan A. And he issues orders that morning to his commanders that the general plan is unchanged, meaning they would try to hit both flanks again. But as you saw on Culp's Hill, Yankees beat him to it. Now his plans are turned upside down. He's come this far, he's not turning back. He retreats what were the previous 2 days fighting even forward. He believes his best chance for victory has to be here, the center of the Union line, because he was well aware that while he was attacking the ends of the Union line, you can see the round tops down there in the distance, the peach orchard is out there about a mile away, Cemetery Hill, Culp's Hill are back behind you. By hitting those flanks, he knew Meade had to pull men off of the center and send them to where he was attacking. It wasn't wrong, he just really underestimates the strength of this position. Yes, maybe there was only 6,000 Union soldiers of the 2nd, 1st Corps who were defending this stone wall here to your left and right, but behind you, there's probably another 13,000 plus in immediate supporting distance. That day, we will have on hand a fresh division of Virginia soldiers, 4,800 men, under General Pickett of Longstreet's Corps. These men have not seen combat here yet because they were on the other side of the mountains guarding the flyway, job that cavalry should have been doing. Jeff Stewart obviously was not here. But he believes he can use these fresh troops to spearhead this massive assault Dan is referring to of 12,000 soldiers, multiple Confederate divisions. But before he does that, he does want to make sure this ground is softened up as much as possible. Meaning all these cannons you see up here be silenced, driven from the field, or destroyed. And to accomplish that, he will roll forward a Confederate cannon line of about 160 pieces of artillery ranging from the peach orchard all along Seminary Ridge and stretched around town where their muzzles all aimed at where we're currently standing and at the guns on Cemetery Hill. And at 1:07 p.m. that afternoon, 2 signal guns fire from the peach orchard and the rest of the Confederate gun line erupts. Over here on Cemetery Ridge, these Union artillerymen will be given specific orders by the man in control of all the big guns, the chief of artillery for the Union Army, probably the MVP of July 3rd. His name's Henry Jackson Hunt. Hunt tells all these artillerymen, wait 15 minutes before you start shooting back. Those 15 minutes pass and about 90 Union cannon over here begin to respond, slowly, methodically. So for about 2 hours, there will be 250 cannons firing at each other across this field. By far the largest cannonade of the American Civil War and the loudest event to occur on the North American continent up to that point in our history. It was so loud, it said it could be heard from Washington 70 miles away. Until Bike Week, yeah, exactly.
How many
just
cannons?
Like that. Huh?
How many cannons?
250 total. But keep in mind, Hunt, knowing that the Union Army has its limited resources that you don't want to use up for no reason, tells all of his gunners that you waste your ammunition, you run out, that officer in charge is going to be arrested and court-martialed. So they have reason to be very methodical with their firing. Plus, we'll see these weapons are all using black powder, which means they're producing an immense amount of thick sulfuric smoke. And if there's no wind to carry that smoke away, that many guns firing all at once, visibility on a battlefield like this is going to be at a bare minimum. So when that happens, all of a sudden, these Confederate gunners over here, who have been initially successful in hitting a lot of this ground, begin to overshoot the Union line, not even knowing that they're doing it. And if the enemy is making a mistake, you don't interrupt them, right? So the firing slackens even more on this side, because they're just wasting ammunition. Now, Hunt, at this point, is riding all down this line, telling his gunners to cease fire entirely. Something big is obviously coming. Save your long-range ammunition. You're going to need it. So as all these Union cannon begin to gradually grow silent, it unintentionally gives off the illusion that they've been driven from the field.